Entrepreneurs in the towns and villages I represent across Broxbourne are working hard to take risks day in, day out to get our local economy growing and creating jobs. But I fear this bill could put all that at risk. Security in work is of course something that should be available to everyone. But above all else, it is getting the job in the first place that is the first vital step. Regrettably, the government's plan will only make it harder for businesses to hire new employees. Small business owners in my constituency cannot call upon large HR departments to make sense of these new rules. Increasing the number of day one rights will see them hesitant when making hiring decisions. As the Federation of Small Business have said, plans to give unfair dismissal rights from day one will inevitably deter small employers from taking on new people. By raising the chances of new recruits taking their employer to tribunals simply because they turn out to be unsuited to the role. The principle of qualifying periods for workplace rights is a sensible and fair point the government must recognise, as they have chosen not to include in the bill reform the qualifying periods of 2 years for statutory redundancy pay. A balance must be struck to avoid the burden falling too heavily on either the employer or the employee, especially small employees that need the security and confidence that the qualifying period provides. It is clear that the government plans do not strike that balance. Madam Deputy Speaker, there is something that I can agree with the government on. We must get our economy growing faster. But this bill, which the government have not consulted on, is not the right way to achieve that. In this place, we should talk more about how to encourage firms to create growth. I will give way.
The honourable member, my honourable friend, talks about growth. Does he agree with me that growth for small businesses is good for workers, and therefore what is good for small business is good for workers, and small business need better protection in this legislation?
I absolutely agree with my right honourable friend. If we do not allow or do not create the next generation of entrepreneurs in this country through the education system, which the government should be focusing on, rather than placing burdens on them, and we're yet to hear the government's new budget, which could increase taxes, which will put more burdens on small businesses. There will be less jobs on the market and less jobs for the people that they are trying to represent and protect in this place. It is we on this side that are standing up for small businesses. Small businesses are the backbone of my local economy in Broxbourne and the country at large, and if we do not ensure a fair balance between workers and small businesses will close and people will lose their jobs. Now, I think that the government does not want that to happen, so please reflect on some of the points that you've put in this bill, have a proper consultation and come back with something more suitable for small and medium-sized businesses across the country.